Hello and welcome to another Zack Carnage battle report. Today we are doing a 2000 point battle report between Tau and Space Marines. Pretty much the whole Space Marine army is already on the board, apart from some Terminators. And very little of the Tau army is on the board, but it will all come on later. So turn 1 goes to Tau. We're playing Crusade with 5 objectives. One over there, one behind that building, one behind this building, one by the bunker, and one, what's the other one? Over there, in that building. So, we'll get on with turn 1. Okay, so we have finished turn 1 completely. We had night fighting, so very little happened because I forgot that I gave all of my tanks black sun filters. So I shot at the scout squad, which is now cowering in the building because I killed one of them. And then all the Space Marines moved up and fired some shots at my hammerhead and failed to penetrate it. So we will see what happens in turn 2. Okay, so we have finished turn 2, and my battle suits came in. I brought in crisis suits here with twin link plasma, fired and killed one guy, despite firing 6 shots, and they jumped back. Stealth suits and the commander with shield drones came in, and they got shot by everything here. So the commander's gone, and so have 4 of the stealth suits. And then the Marines all moved up, and the Dreadnought and the land speeders and some scouts all fired on my fire warriors here, and 2 of them are dead. And some shots were fired at vehicles and things. But that's it. The Terminators tried to deep strike next to the crisis suits here, but scattered into the building and mishapped, so they all died in the warp and were eaten by demons. And we'll come back at the end of turn 3. Okay, we finished turn 3. Not very eventful for me, but I managed to finish off the last Marine over there. And these plasma crisis suits jumped out, fired on these guys and killed quite a few of them and then jumped back. You can see my missile pod guys came in and fired some shots at people. Actually, I think they may have done some damage to that Marine squad. Then everything else basically fired on those 2 and the Land Raider and did nothing. So that was eventful for me, and then all the Marine stuff moved up and started trashing my new suits which I brought in, so I've lost a wound on him, and on him. That guy's from the rocket launcher in the building, and then those 2 are from the scouts and the bikes. And was the Land Raider that killed the stealth suit? The stealth suits had jumped back and hid behind there. That was pretty much it. And some more of my fire warriors got killed from fire from the Dreadnought and things. So we'll see you in turn 4. Okay, so an interesting turn again. I fired some hammerheads and railgun things at the Land Raider and did nothing. I fired the plasma on my broadsides and killed both of the land speeders, which exploded and killed some more fire warriors. This hammerhead shot that Dreadnought and took off 1 hull point. I forgot to move pretty much everything, so a lot of this stuff's hanging back. I've lost a couple of hull points on the Devilfish from the Land Raider and the Devastator squad. That one's lost a hull point. Was that last time? Don't know. It's lost a whole point at some point from being shot at, and I lost 2 more guys here from the scout shooting from that building over there. And the snipers in the bunker tried to shoot Devilfish and did pretty much nothing. So we'll see what happens in turn 5. Okay, that was turn 5, and we haven't finished the game. It's going to go on to turn 6 at least. I moved my hammerhead over to give cover and took off another hull point on the Dreadnought, which later returned fire and took off 1 of my hull points. moved up to get my saves, fired on the Land Raider and did nothing. The suits moved over, fired at the scouts a bit. I killed a couple of them and one died by jumping out of the building and fell to his death. And then they got killed by the Land Raider, and one of them jumped over here, the red one, and he got shot by all of those bolters and the flamer. So he was killed. Here you can see where my Fire Warriors have piled out the vehicles, and they tried to run, but they could only run a measly 1 inch. And first Warhead moved up here. Warfish moved up and lost a hull point to rocket launcher. Oh no, it's already lost the hull point. It didn't lose anything because the scouts moved out the bunker and took the objective. This one got trashed because of the devastators in that building. So, we are on to the last turn of the game, possibly, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so we finished turn 6 and there will be a turn 7. And what's happened? Well, we finally killed the Dreadnought after months of shooting it off, basically. Over here's the Tau Fire Warriors moved onto the objective and got shot at by the Land Raider and the scouts who came out of the building. The Fire Warriors that were here got flamed, killing most of them, and then they got shot through the window of the building there. These guys moved over, tried to take out the tank and did a bit of damage to it. It fired back and did nothing. And then over here, the Warfish moved up and fired, killing the rocket launcher scout, and then all the scouts and the devastators fired on it and did absolutely nothing. So, might be quite a close game in the end. We'll have to see as we go into turn 7. Okay, so we finished the game finally on turn 7. It was a long one. And so my turn, I basically failed to do any damage to the Land Raider because it's basically invincible. But I fired a submission shot at the scouts, which missed, and then burst cannoned some of them to death. And later on they assaulted my Fire Warriors and managed to finish them off. So they get that objective. Then my Plasma Crisis Suits killed that Flamer guy who was really annoying. The Burst Cannon Suits killed 2 more Marines, and then they were shot in the back by the Devastator Squad. But my opponent forgot to move these guys, so they couldn't take the objective. The Whirlwind failed to hit the Hammerhead, and the Warfish killed a couple more scouts. And just sort of moved in there. So, we've finished the game now. It's technically a draw. I have 1 objective over there. I have Linebreaker here, and I have First Blood. And my opponent has 1 objective there. They got Slay the Warlord for killing... Oh yeah, you've got 2, yeah. 1 objective there, 1 objective there, and Slay the Warlord for killing my Crisis Commander. So thanks for watching this. Hopefully you can decide which one of us should get the moral victory after this game, and I'll see you guys in the next video.